Good evening, this is HTV, handing over to Trevor MacDonald at ITN. It's 10 o'clock.
From the headquarters of ITN, News at 10, with Trevor MacDonald.
Cash for Questions MP apologises, Commons orders inquiry. Massive civil service shake-up, 50,000 jobs could go. Downing of helicopters over Iraq, Americans blame human error. And Tonya Harding's husband pays the price for attacking her rival. Good evening. MPs have ordered an inquiry into the Cash for Questions allegations involving two Conservative backbenchers. This evening, the Commons gave the go-ahead for the investigation after a 2.5-hour emergency debate which revealed deep differences among MPs. During the debate, Graham Riddick, one of the Conservatives at the centre of the row, apologised for his lack of judgment in the affair, but he said he was guilty of nothing worse. Our chief political correspondent, Glyn Mathias, reports.
The Commons was not supposed to be deciding who was to blame in the Cash for Questions affair, just agreeing to an inquiry by the Privileges Committee. One of the two MPs most involved, Graham Riddick, admitted a temporary lack of judgment.
The thing which has mortified me the most is that my judgment may have undermined the general standing of members of Parliament, but most of all, for undermining to whatever degree the standing of this House, I wish to apologise to you, Madam Speaker, and to every member of this House.
But the issue roused strong passions, anger amongst Conservatives like Sir John Gorst, one of the MPs approached by the Sunday Times, who complained it was a criminal attempt to bribe him.
Who are these so-called guardians of the public interest who are arrogating to themselves exceptional powers and rights? The right to break the law, the right to offer felonious bribes, the right to invade the precincts and privileges of the Mother of Parliaments.
Sunday Times has done the British democracy a favour in this investigation, exposing such gross behaviour that needs to be scrutinised by the House of Commons.
And Labour want the inquiry to cover the whole issue of MPs' outside earnings as consultants.
We're elected to be consultants to the British people. That's what we're here for. Why do people come to members? Why do they write to members? Why do they come to the surgeries? Because they want our advice. They want to consult with us.
Despite the disagreements, the inquiry was approved without a vote.
I think the ayes have it.
The committee of senior MPs will now be set up in the next few days to start their inquiry, but the deep divisions in the House shown in this debate will make it much more difficult for that committee to agree to any far-reaching changes in the rules of parliamentary conduct. Glyn Mathias, News at 10, Westminster.
The government published plans today to cut up to 50,000 more jobs from the civil service. It said it wants a more flexible service with more work contracted out, and a civil service where more top jobs are advertised and open to non-career civil servants. Our political correspondent Hugh Pym reports from Whitehall.
For the mandarins in the ministries, today's white paper means more risk and possibly more reward. Senior civil servants like these meeting today at the Agriculture Department will be like business executives. Pay based on results, more power to run budgets, fired if they don't perform. Even the top man at the civil service, Sir Robin Butler, will have his own employment contract, like any company boss. Even his job, when vacant, could go to an outsider.
Yes, I mean, in theory it could, and I expect the government will say to itself, should we look outside to fill this post? Indeed, it will for all jobs ask that question.
And the Commons was told traditions will be preserved, but the civil service is set on a new path.
The result will be a smaller civil service, more flexible in organisation, better able to respond to changing tasks, properly rewarded on the basis of responsibilities and performance, and offering challenging careers for both staff and managers.
Madam Speaker, this statement is a menu for accelerated privatisation of the civil service, which threatens to destroy the constitutional principles on which the civil service has rested for 150 years.
Once you couldn't miss the brollies and briefcases in Whitehall, there were nearly 1 million civil servants. Today's white paper foresees a sharp drop in the public payroll. Since the Conservatives came to power, the number of civil servants has fallen by nearly 30% to 533,000, mostly because of privatisation. And now up to 50,000 more jobs are set to go.
We're very concerned. None of this appears to have anything to do with efficiency savings. Rather, it's a way of cutting public expenditure. What matters is what are the services that need to be delivered and who is it that is needed to deliver those services efficiently to the public at large.
Mr Waldegrave was talking today of a wind of change blowing through Whitehall, bringing greater efficiency. But his opponents say he's simply hiving off many civil service functions to outside agencies, which, unlike the civil service, are not accountable to Parliament. QPIM News at 10, Whitehall.
The Pentagon said tonight that human error was largely to blame for the shooting down of 2 American helicopters over Iraq in April. 26 people died, including 2 British Army officers. The American Defense Secretary William Perry said it was a tragedy that should never have happened. ITN's Kevin Dunn has our report.
Tiger 1, splash 1 high, Tiger 2 is engaged, Cougar.
The moment last April when 2 American F-15s shot down friendly helicopters they thought were Soviet-built Iraqi Hinds. The onboard pictures show the wingman releasing his missile and confirming the helicopter has been shot down, or in code, splashed.
2, splash, second high. Nobody's there. Nobody can survive that.
Indeed, no one did survive, but the American pilots didn't yet know they had killed 26 UN officials, including 2 British officers. Today, releasing the results of a 3-month investigation, the Pentagon admitted a catalogue of tragic errors.
It need not have happened. Our investigation found that there were multiple causes of the shoot-down, any one of which, had it not existed, may have prevented the accident.
This report tells in great detail the root causes of this tragedy, and it's a tragedy that never should have happened.
The American Black Hawks were on a mission identical to this one, to take the UN officers to a meeting with Kurdish leaders inside a zone where the Iraqis were forbidden to fly. But ground control allowed the helicopters into the area before F-15s had declared it clear of Iraqi planes. Even so, the mission was monitored by an AWACS control plane. The Pentagon found that the AWACS crew didn't tell the fighters the helicopters were in the area. And as for the F-15 pilots, they didn't know the difference between Black Hawks and Hinds. They didn't even know their different colors. Tonight, the American ambassador conveyed his condolences to the relatives of the 2 British victims, and the Ministry of Defence said it would continue to support their claim to compensation.
Josie Clark, the aunt of the stolen baby Abby Humphreys, made a second TV appeal today to whoever took her. She begged for a phone call to say Abby was safe and well, and said her sister, Abby's mother, had been through 12 days of hell. Here's our Midlands reporter, Adrian Britton.
For Josie Clark, this was the second time in 4 days that she had appealed for the return of the baby niece she has never seen. Only this time, looking directly into the camera, she wanted to make an eye-to-eye plea with the kidnapper, stressing the pain her sister Karen Humphreys is enduring.
It's been 12 days since my sister held her baby in her arms. These have been 12 days of hell for my sister. She's distraught. I asked you on Saturday to phone the police, to let them know, to let my sister know that her baby is well, that she's been taken care of, that she's safe.
Throughout the day, Josie Clark waited by a phone in the police incident room for the call confirming Abby was safe and in good health. But police say there has been no response to her appeal. This afternoon at the hospital where Abby was stolen, officials said new security measures may include electronic tagging of babies, more surveillance cameras and swipe cards to access maternity wards.
Nearly 2 weeks into the inquiry, and now we have seen appeal number 6. But if, as the police suspect, the kidnapper is refusing to watch news bulletins or read the papers, Josie's plea may also be in vain. Adrian Britton, ITN, Nottingham.